Hi, everybody. It's Kim Inocente. Welcome back. I'm sitting here in my home office. It's Monday morning at about 10:30, and I wanted to come on as promised and talk about the meeting that I had at the Antelope Valley Board of Realtors on Friday and just talk about some of the loan um, programs and options that they had. This is probably going to be a very quick podcast, but I just wanted this to be like a informational piece that if you're wanting to buy a home and that's something like a goal that you have, but maybe you're like, I don't have enough money for a down payment and to pay my closing costs and whatnot. um, this is like more of an informational thing to help you maybe learn about some programs and have some options to explore. So again, I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm just going to kind of list out some things that I learned, and also revisit a program that I've had so many clients use over the years that I really do like. And yeah, I hope you find it helpful. So I guess we can just get into it. So on Friday, I went to the Board of Realtors in Lancaster. As you know, I live in Santa Clarita, but I'm Palmdale born and raised. So a lot of my business is still in the Antelope Valley because that's where so many people I know are. So I went out there to meet with some local lenders and just kind of see what they're offering. um, I'll be honest with you, there wasn't a whole lot that I saw that was new, but there was one mortgage loan officer from City National Bank who did have a really good program that I wanted to share. Um, so he was talking about a grant program that they have. Typically with grant programs, the financial institution will, have a dollar amount that they're going to give away, essentially like free money. And they'll allocate a specific amount per buyer. And then when it's gone, it's gone. So they previously had a $50,000 grant. All of that $50,000 money has been used up, but they still have the $20,000 grant available. The grant is basically for low to moderate income areas, and the goal is to help promote home ownership. So most of the Antelope Valley is covered, but again, it's area specific. So, depending on where you're looking, it may or may not qualify. Definitely something to look into though. So, it's a $20,000 grant. You can use it for a few things. So you can use it for your down payment, closing costs, buying down the interest rate. So if don't like the interest rate that you're initially given and you want to use that to help buy that down, assuming that maybe you have the down payment or closing costs, you can definitely do that. That would obviously help your monthly mortgage payment. And you can even, what I really liked is you can use it for refinancing. So if you or someone has purchased a home, I would say within the last year, and they have more of the high sixes, low sevens type rates, they should definitely look into this if they're in one of those low to moderate income areas, because they could refinance and use that $20,000 to pay for the cost of refinancing and, see if they can get into a lower interest rate. So it is a really good program, I would say. One of the requirements I want to mention is you do have to have a credit score of 660 or above. So, if you're below that, unfortunately, you would not qualify. But again, that credit score requirement is 660. The second program that I want to talk about, I'm only going to talk about two today, is the CalHFA Down Payment Assistance Program. So this program is really great, again, if you need help with down payment or closing costs. Say you're like, I know for a fact that I could pay whatever this house payment is, but I just don't have the funds to close on it. This is something to look into. I do want to mention, I believe that there are over 300 different down payment assistance programs in California. So this is just one of the many. But I just want to talk about this one today. So CalHFA is for first-time home buyers. A first-time home buyer is defined by CalHFA as somebody who has not owned or occupied a home in about 3 years. If you use this program to purchase, there are some requirements. So you do have to make that home your primary residence. So you can't get an Airbnb and, do that, or, buy it and rent it out. Like, you as the borrower need to be living there. And the borrower is required to do a home buyer education course that I'll talk about. And there are some income limits that apply. So it really depends a lot of times, like on the area and things like that. The property that you're purchasing with this program, so you can do single family, a condo, a manufactured home. What I would say though is a mobile home in a park, unfortunately, does not qualify. Um, if you are looking for something that, is a mobile home in a park, getting financing and things like that, definitely reach out to me. I do know some local lenders who can help you with that. But you cannot use a mobile home in a park. I have helped several clients all the way from Palmdale, Lancaster to Simi Valley purchase homes with CalHFA programs. They're really great. If you have good income, but you just don't have the cash, and you can qualify, like there are options for you. And we've had quite a few people use this. So for the home buyer education, it's not, honestly, I don't feel that it's really a big deal. It's like an 8-hour course. Only one of the occupying borrowers has to do it. So if it's like a husband and wife and both of them are on the loan, only one of them has to do it. And you can take it online. There's I want to say it's like a $99 fee. That's how I think all of my clients, to be honest with you, over the years have taken it. I do know you can do it in person through like HUD. And I believe the fees vary on that. But I think that just doing online is probably the simplest. And I believe I said, I can't remember, but it is 8 hours. So it's not like a huge deal. From my understanding, I think you can even, break it up. It's not like, I don't believe it has to be taken all the way through. How you apply for the CalHFA program. So not all loan officers are approved for this or offer this. I do know some. So if you are interested and want to get in contact with some of them, you can just send me an email or give me a call. Either way, message me on Instagram, whatever works for you. But I can get you connected with them if you do choose to go this route, or really any route, quite honestly, if you're going to apply for a mortgage. But you need to have your pay stubs, your bank statements, your employment history, and your tax returns. So, yeah, I think that CalHFA is a really great program. Again, there are like 300 different down payment assistance programs, and I think they are really good options. California has a pretty high cost of living. And I still find homeownership to be important. And so whatever way you can get in there, as long as the numbers make sense for you and the payment is something that you can manage, I think that these are really great programs. So I did just want to showcase them. If you have any questions about my licensing information, like my license number, you want to look that up, that'll be in the show notes, along with the brokerage that I work for, which is JohnHart Real Estate. My name, Kim Inocente, which is obviously the podcast title, along with my phone number, my Instagram handle, my email address. I have some really great free buyer's guides that you can download. So if you're like not really ready to pull the trigger on applying for a mortgage or anything like that, but you still want to become a little bit educated in a not too big of a commitment way, I guess you could say, download my free buyer's guide. As soon as you fill in your email, I'll shoot it over to you right away. It's just a really great automated system I have. And look through it. If you have any questions, like seriously reach out. I hope this was valuable to you. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.